Hey, this is John Johnson. This is my monthly real estate update. Today is June 5th, 2024. The goal for my business is to find affordable ways for home ownership. The goal for this presentation is to give an accurate representation of current real estate data. I will leave links to where I pull the data in the description. I'm going to go over the national market, the real estate market, the mortgage market, and the builder market. National market. So the S&P 500. This is a measure of how the 500 largest companies on the stock market are performing. Historically, we are at an all-time high. Over the past year, we've seen close to a 1,000 point increase, and we have been hanging around 5,200 for the past month or two. Unemployment rate, still remaining low at around 3.9%. I don't see this changing anytime soon. Rental data. This report won't come out until later this month, but overall, there's an average of $2,000 per month for the U.S. with rent, and about $400 a month in the Northeast and West, and about $400 a month lower in the South and the Midwest. Mortgage market. We are still hanging around historical averages of 7%. Recently, over the past year, we have gone up and down like a roller coaster, sitting now at around 7% for prime borrowers and 7.5% for your average borrowers. This is the real estate market. And this is the newly listed homes on the real estate market. These are homes that were just placed on the market the past month. Although we do have an increase from the previous year, historically we are still at a low for what the demand wants. This is going to be the pending listing count. These are homes that are under contract. This is a number that is right in the middle for the past 7 years. So in my opinion, business as usual. This slide shows the active listing count. These are homes that are on the market that are not under contract to be sold. Once again, there is an increase from the last year, but we are in the middle of the pack versus the last 7 years. We know where we are nowhere near levels where we would say we have too much inventory on the market, which would be at least in the million plus range when it comes to active listing. Days on the market. Now this is the most important graph out of all of them. It shows homes. If homes are being sold in less than 4 months, then we are in a seller's market. If homes are being sold in more than 6 months, then we are considered in a buyer's market where buyers have more control, can lowball prices, etc. Right now, we are at 44 days on the market, which is very low. There is a 1-day increase from last year, but we will need to see a 30 to 60-day increase to show we are in a different market. Median list price. The median list price is at $442,000 across the nation, a slight increase over the last year. This year is looking very flat, so possibly a 0 to 3% increase over last year. Not a big deal to me since historical averages are 4 to 5%. And we had 2 years in a row after COVID where there was 20% plus increases in home values. Regional statistics. So I just gave you the national data, but the real estate market is a regional game. And not even a regional game, it's a state game, it's a county game, and even one neighborhood from across the street from each other could show completely different numbers, especially if you're near the water. One region could be in a housing recession while another region is doing well. The South is leading the charge with the total amount of homes that are on the market. This is a misguided stat though, just because there could be 200% more homes on the market versus last year. But if the days on market are about the same, then it will be just as tough to get a home as the year before. Also, home prices generally go up over time, but last year the prices in the Northeast were down. This year, they have swung to be one of the only regions having price appreciation. Florida data. Now, this is some of my favorite data. I live in the state of Florida, so I'm constantly looking at this data. I arranged this by counties that are and cities that are doing pretty well when it comes to the number of homes that are on the market. So these are going to be decent-sized cities, and I range them from the top. Those are going to be the areas that have the least amount of homes sold, and towards the bottom, the least sold price are going to be at the top, and the highest sold price is going to be at the bottom. Now, Ocala is not normally deemed as, some hot market in the state of Florida, but I included it because it's a big city that has the cheapest homes on the market. So if somebody wants to live in the state of Florida, still be within probably an hour and a half from the beach or from the water, get the good weather that's down here, but want to be as cheap as possible in a decent-sized city, Ocala is going to be where you're going to want to be at, just because they have 4,500 homes on the market. The average dollar per square foot for those homes are $170, and the median sold price is $280,000. And the days on market is about 61 days, so 2 months. So that's still a heavy seller's market, just like all the rest of the markets in the state of Florida and across the nations, which means sellers still have control, which means you can lowball a little bit, but you can't, go 20K under, 30K under, things of that nature. But overall, though, Ocala will be a place that will be one of the cheapest places to live in the state of Florida. The mortgage on a home at $280,000 will probably be roughly $2,600 a month. That includes your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. That's if you're putting down the minimum, so 3 to 5%. And the minimum income to purchase at that amount, meaning that you have no debt, no credit card debt, no other debt, which is impossible, but this just gives you an idea, is $60K. And so if you're trying to purchase a home and you have less than $60K in income, most likely you're going to go into that home purchase with a co-borrower, even in the city like Ocala, which has the cheapest homes in the entire state. Jacksonville is going to be the next cheapest, and this is probably Jacksonville is considered a big city in Florida, and so this is going to be the cheapest by far when it comes to big cities in the state of Florida. The population is close to 1 million for Jacksonville. They pretty much take up the entire county with just that one city, and those homes are being sold at around $305,000. So very cheap homes, a lot of homes on the market, 6,000 homes on the market, more than any of these other cities besides Miami. Days on the market, 47. Your mortgage payment will at $305,000, probably be around $2,800 a month, and the minimum income to purchase there will be $65,000. So if you add $20,000 to that, that's probably where you're going to be at, including your other debts like credit cards and things of that nature. Next, Orlando, sitting at about $390,000 for median home price sold. Tampa, $400,000. St. Pete, I live in the St. Petersburg area, so I always include that data. Even though it's not as big as these other cities, St. Petersburg is a very hot place to live, just because no matter where you live in the St. Petersburg, Pinellas County, you're within about 10 to 15 minutes from the water. And that's going to be about $415,000. And then Miami area is in the highest price point at $560,000 for the median price sold. And as you can see, 8,500 homes that are on the market. Days on the market is higher than the rest, but still a seller's market. Your monthly payment is going to be about $4,600 with minimum down, and you're looking at the bare minimum $110,000 between yourself, your family, or house or spouse when it comes to putting together income for purchasing a home in Miami. Construction market. This has decreased a lot after the recession, and then increased towards the second half of 2015, 2016, 2017, so the second half of the 2010s. There has now been a slight slowdown in new homes being built. We'll see how this continues over the next year. This could be a potential indicator of a slowdown in the market. Manufactured homes. This is one of the most important sectors for affordable housing. We used to produce a lot of these until increased regulation in the 1970s and again in the 1990s. Overall, these products are now arguably better and safer than non-manufactured home products, but they are not being sold as much. The price point is the biggest factor in my opinion. They're very safe and secure, these manufactured homes nowadays too, and they look very similar. You probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a manufactured home that's built in 2024 versus a typical home built in 2024, but the price point is just astronomically different, meaning that manufactured homes is just so much cheaper, and they come out a lot quicker than homes that are built on site. A single wide home, which is probably 500 to 1,000 square feet, you can get that for 80 to 90K on average, and then a double wide home, which is probably 1,000 to 1,500 plus square feet. I mean, you can make these things 2,500, 3,000 square feet if you want to, but on average, 1,000 to 1,500 square feet, and you're looking at about $150,000 to $160,000 on average to purchase those properties. So, in conclusion, for the real estate data, the financial market, S&P 500 is steady, hanging around 5,200 the past couple of months. Mortgage, business as usual, with rates remaining around their new norm of 7% to 7.5%. Real estate, there's more inventory than the previous year, but homes are still selling quick in most markets. Appreciation may end the year flat or slightly negative, but still 40% over the past couple of years. For affordable living, in my opinion, if you can get an addition onto a family home, that can be less than $100,000. It can be a lot more than that, but on the cheaper end, less than $100,000. And an accessory dwelling unit or a manufactured home, you can get that for less than $200,000 if you're looking for a little more space, a little more privacy. things of that nature if you can get one of those on a family property. So my advice for buyers, find the county or city that fits your price point, and then find the neighborhood that fits your culture. Have a great day.